What's going on, boys? So in this particular video, I've actually written out a few notes because this is some stuff I want to hit, and when I just do it off the cuff, I'm not always able to hit everything I wanted to talk about because maybe I had an idea, that sparked my interest, and I actually have quite a few, so I wanted to go ahead and write it down to make sure that I'm hitting it. So first thing is, hope you guys are doing good. Today is Wednesday, and I'm calling it Diligence Wednesday. Now, what is diligence? In this case, we're using it as the word disciplined. Okay, this is where we're going to check in on our weight. Okay, I need you guys making sure that you're weighing yourself. I don't care if you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight. You need to have data points. As an engineer, that's exactly what we do, is you have to have data in order to make any sort of analysis, to make any sort of direction on what you're doing and how effective is your processes. Otherwise, you're just drifting. Okay, and we're not about drifting around here. So, Diligence Wednesday, today's midweek, right? So maybe your energy is starting to dip down and you're starting to decline just a tad and you need a little bit of a boost. So, like I said, make sure you're doing your weigh-ins. Now is a great time to make sure that your diet is on point, that your sleep schedule is good, and that your workouts are being tracked. Okay, just today, I did legs, and my squats, I was not able to do the same amount that I was last time. And it can be infuriating a little bit, but what we want to do is reframe that and be like, well, maybe my sleep was off, or maybe I was just extra tired today. Today I was actually more extra tired, and it was freezing out. It was kind of hard to get my joints totally warmed up, especially since the gym was freezing as well. So I'm going to attribute it to that. Does that make sense? So make sure we're getting those good data points. And guys, we got to remember that nothing good comes from just, drifting. We have to be able to focus, and we have to be able to sacrifice. One of the biggest things that my dad used to teach me was you have to focus. And it was always silly how he was like, focus. But it's true. Because if you can't focus in on something, you can't do anything. And I know that I say to work on a lot of things at once, and that's true. But focus in on those things that you're trying to work on and less on the distractions of life. That's basically what it is. Especially like social media, trying to scroll through everything. That's a massive distraction. Okay? And guys, you're going to be the first one to break the generational curse of your family. Maybe you're going to be the first one to go to college. Okay? Maybe you're going to be the first one to go to the gym and to work out and say, you know what? I'm tired of living poor and this isn't going to happen anymore. You know what? I'm the first one in my entire family to make a business, and everybody's going to laugh at me. Guys, when I started my Amazon business, everyone was laughing at me because it was like, oh, haha, you're going to make a lot of money doing that. And I didn't even care if I failed. I just had this urge to just go for it because I wanted to break out of this generational curse of just being poor and mediocre and being average. Okay? I'm not about being average. I'm about being excellent, top 1%, and that's it. And so I'm going to use that C130 example again, and we're going to keep bringing it up because this is my story, right? Because I wasn't in the top 10%, they took 2 out of 20. Guess what that makes me feel like? A complete failure. And even though I did 100% my best, a lot of times, if we're not able to control what it is we're doing, you got to give it up to God. And in this case, I did, and because it didn't happen, I totally believe that's maybe not my path, okay? And so I'm going to let that one go. But everything else that's in your control, I need you to write it down. Look at this. This is like my vision board thing. And a lot of this stuff was things that I've written down that, guess what, wasn't really in my control. I was able to do a lot of this stuff, but, some of these things I wasn't. And I thought I saw signs, for different things like, oh, well, I see this and that, and maybe it's pointing me this direction. I don't know. This is something I wrote a year ago. It says 8:43 p.m. in my bed on February 16th. Talking about how when I was a kid, I loved the C-130. I was watching the planes take off and land when I was a kid. I loved flying simulators. I was in the ROTC in high school and in college. Felt like I was following in some of my family's footsteps there. But maybe it's not meant to be, and that's okay. But what you need to do is make sure that your visions are written down. And so for me, every single thing that I was able to do in my power, I was able to actually do and get done. You know, certain things are out of your control, and that's just the way it's going to be. But if you're going to be the first person to bust out of the generational curse of, you know, being poor, of, you know, not going to college and getting something and having a higher education so you can have a higher quality of life, you're going to be that first person, man. And you know what? Who cares what anybody else has to say? If you have to go into debt, so what? I have like student loans, so what? You know, don't let any of that stuff discourage you. It's great to do your research and everything, but you know, everyone's going to have their own opinion. And at the end of the day, you have to create your own opinion. Who are you going to be? What is your legacy going to be? And what is your motivation for any of this stuff, right? So anyway, I just want to talk about Diligent Wednesday, right? So it's midweek, checking in on you guys, make sure that you're hitting everything you need to, that your diets are going good. Okay, maybe you don't want to meal prep, you know, for 3-4 days. Okay, well then you can have something different each day. The problem is it's going to make it a little tougher on you because you're going to have to change up and track everything daily, and it makes it more tough. Versus for me, I like to do 3 to 4 days meal prepped, just eat the same thing, track it one day, and that way you're good and you already know what you're hitting, and it makes it so much easier and way less effort for your total TDEE. So if you haven't seen my video on how to create your own workout program, depending on what your goals are, go check it out. It's the ChatGPT video about how to build up your own program. Right now I'm following it myself, and so far it's been great. So today was the leg day, along with some 30 minutes of just steady state cardio, and tomorrow will be a push day with no cardio. So each day and each week I've been noticing that the reps or the weight has been increasing, which means that you're getting more strong. Okay, your strength is going up. I've been eating like over 400 grams of carbs, and my protein numbers have been insane, like over 250, and I'm only like 195 pounds. So probably don't need to have that much protein, but that's just the way the numbers shake out. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Hopefully you guys are doing good. In a world full of fakeness, deception, lies, and everything else out there to get you off track and to get you away from the truth, I'm here to bring you all the truth, man. And stick with us, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep dominating your realities.